Alright guys, as promised, I'm back. There's a couple things we're gonna talk about. So I know that you see the charts, and I've come to the realization that not a lot of people really track the charts. What you really want to know is what's going on. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you to the best of my ability what is going on. Okay, so the first thing I want to say is, guys, when you're talking about these short squeeze, right? These squeeze plays, I'm gonna need you to understand that most of them, they don't have a fundamental, you know, number that you can look at of where it's supposed to go and where it's supposed to be at and why it's doing this and why it's doing that. On the TA side, I can show you if the chart makes a line, if it makes something that, a pattern, of something that I can read. But on these IPOs, like the LUNR, LUNR is not really IPO, but on the OCEAN, Ocean, those type of plays, even most of these, even with most squeeze plays, there's no TA that's going to tell you where it's going to go to. I can see where you should pay attention at to, if something's about to break out. But other than that, I can't predict where it's going to go. But the real thing that I want you to understand is, because we had a down day in a couple of these stocks, okay? And they're not normal down days. Okay, I get what people say. Oh, if people, it ran up 200%, 300%, 400%, and then it sold off because everybody sold their shares. Yeah, I understand that. But with that same theory in mind, if that's the case, then the volume on a stock that went from 400 down, okay, like OCEA, right? This stock was up at $26 today, up 400%. Came all the way back down to $10.80. And I say all the way back down, but in reality, the stock is still up 124%. And beyond that, it's still, you can't see the 200 on here, but it's riding the line of the 200 when you go to something like the 30-minute. 1 second here while I put this in. Yeah, but you have to understand that with these plays, it's not like an ordinary stock, right? And I think a lot of people are thinking that it's an ordinary stock. Meaning, if it goes down, what's the reason? Like, what's going on? Did the company could something have happened behind the scenes? Yeah, of course. Am I saying that there's no way that you can figure out what's going on, that you're basically shooting in the dark? You're shooting in the dark, but you got a flashlight. Now, the flashlight requires double A. You're walking around with the Dollar General special batteries in it, okay? And I'm not talking about like oh, I just bought these. I'm talking like you bought them a week ago, and you had them in the multiple controllers laying on the ground. You just pick these up. You're doing the old shuffle, the battery shuffle. When you put it in a remote, you try to turn it on, it doesn't work, so you take the same two batteries out and you flip positions. You just flip one from being bottom to top, and then you get like a little bit of juice. That's what kind of flashlight we're working with. It's not a mag light. We're literally, it's lucky that we even see anything at all. But we get glimpses, okay? So with this stock, OCAN, right? Up 400%. What I want you to look at with a lot of these squeeze plays is the volume. Now, yeah, did you have 28 million volume? Yeah, that's a decent amount of volume compared to, let's see what it's been doing. A million, yeah, just out of nowhere, it had 28 million volume in one day. That's a lot of volume in one day. But what I will tell you is that there's anybody saying, "Oh, this is done," or "This is over with," or or even if it's that, "Oh, it's gonna go higher," they don't know. Now, what I can tell you is the reason why I'm looking at OCAA or OCEA. That's hard to say. Um, CLNV doesn't really count, but it is on the list, but not a squeeze. I'm thinking about like one of the ones that are moving. Lunar, LUNR. Okay, let's look at that real quick. Again, you don't have to know these charts to gain value from what I'm saying right here. And this stock ran from, it was up at $30 one day, right? Then it ran up another 200% to 136 bucks. Then the next day we sell off all the way to $20. Okay, do you see the volume? This is the one that's extreme. So you go up 4 million volume. The day that you're down 70%, 3 million. Clearly, there's something going on. Cause no, there's no selling there. There's no volume that matches. If you have at least 4 million volume, I get it. Okay, yeah, people sold, or you would need way more than that for what's going on in this play. But it's not even that. So what's going on? Are they borrowing the stock? Yeah, from where I'm looking at, from what I'm seeing on different websites, you're getting cost of borrows of 400% in that stock. 400%. Now I understand, fabricated this is okay, fine, fair. But what I'm trying to tell you is, you we have to understand that in these plays, it is not a normal play. In these plays, is there a significant amount of money to be made? Yeah. Do I know exactly how much? No, I'm not gonna tell you moonshot $500, $1,000. That'd be cool. But what I will tell you is, if you know that there's a lot of money to be made, and you understand that Wall Street has multiple players, not just retail, retail institution. And then you also understand that if there's a ecosystem, who's on the top of the food chain, we're not on top of the food chain. Okay, so anytime you could look like you're on the top of the food chain, it doesn't matter. At any feast, at any dinner table, you're the young kid. You're the younger brother. You gotta fight for your scraps. They're gonna throw these little, side balls at you to get you to either shake or whatever. Now, also, not saying hold forever. I'm telling you that you get in these plays, you need to have a risk tolerance. You need to have a certain limit. Like, okay, at this point, I'm out of here. I'm taking whatever it is and I'm done. That doesn't mean that you can never come back. That doesn't mean that you lose. That means that you live to trade another day. Okay, because we have to be smart when we come to these plays. The days of holding and waiting for a MOAS, and I talked about it the other day in AMC. I think that it has the capability of doing that. If you ask me, if we really talked about it, do I think it? No, I mean, I don't think it's gonna go up to $1,000. I think there's a chance, but I don't think so because the sentiment is different now. People are different. The economy is different. People need money. People have been in that for a long time. So I guarantee you, if that stock traded at $50, $60 tomorrow, it would be done and over with. And I don't understand why they either way they got stuff that they want to do in that stock. But either way, you don't know how high it's going to go. What you need to focus on instead of the specific number is percentages. Okay, you get 100%, you get a 50%, you get a 30%, you get a 40%. Take your profits, take your initial investment, take and let it run with house money. If you're gonna do that, if not, take it all out. And guess what? What I'm gonna tell you is there's no reason to be sad that the one play didn't blow up. Because, listen, 2 years ago it was just AMC. There's never going to be another opportunity. I don't know about you, I saw HKD. I saw OCEA today. I saw LUNR just the other day. You know what I mean? Like, there's plays. There's always going to be plays. Now, the difference between now and when the next plays happens if you're going to have, one, money to be in there, two, have way more money than what you had first had prior to make even more money the next time. So that way, you're making thousands now, you make 2,000s then, 5,000, 10,000, boom. And it sounds easy, I understand that, but the reality of the situation is that's how it goes. But on the flip side, I'm with you guys, man, because I understand how this is. I'm not saying that I know, like I'm cool, calm, collected. I listen, this stuff gets me, because I'm in here, I'm around it. I know what's going. I know what they're doing. There's, it's corrupt stuff going on in the financial systems. Now, how I am, how is any of that? How is learning that this is a corrupt system any different from learning that life is not what you thought it was or what you were taught when you were in, first, second, third, fourth grade? It's life, man. Nothing is fair, nothing is easy, and nothing is guaranteed or given. You got to go out there and get it. Some of that stuff is rigged. You got to learn how to play it. People get tips on plays in Wall Street. That happens. It's always going to happen. As you have humans, it's human error. Until you don't have humans, that's a different thing. But, I guess whoever is taking, Chat GPT to the next level is dealing with our replacement, pretty much. But let's talk about real quick, real fast. It'll be 45 seconds, 2 minutes. LUNR, what do I see? I would watch this stock still, okay? Because there's no way that they could have borrowed those shares because there was none able to borrow to sell it down that much. What do I think that they did? This is when I say I learned a lot from AMC. What they probably did was they suppressed the buy orders and just processed the sell orders. That's it. That is it. That's all I think that they did. How long do I think they're gonna hold it? I have no idea. But I'm telling you, I see a flip coming. I don't know how much it's gonna give you, but I see a flip coming in the overall market. And part of what's gonna push that is, I don't even want to say push that. What's gonna be a part of that is some of these stocks like this running. It might not be tomorrow. It might not be, you know, at the beginning of next week, but you're gonna see it. That LUNR, I was in it when it had first ran up to $33. Okay, I saw it and I was like, all right, I'm gonna jump in here. Literally sold it 2 days ago. The day after I sold it, 136 bucks. I mean, I wasn't in it heavy or anything like that. I was in on the warrants because I think there's more opportunity in the warrants. Because even still at 20 bucks, the warrants need to be trading at $2. But either way, I was there and I sold it, and the next day, boom. That's how it is. Uh, but one thing that I'll take from this, and that you guys should take too, is that if you're a part of this channel or you follow this channel, subscribe if you want to. You don't have to. I mean, does it help the channel? Yeah. Does it help you out mainly? Knowing where the next plays might be, a good chance. If you don't have a scanner or you don't do anything like that, let me be your scanner. Okay? Because you know, I may not have got it, but maybe somebody else would have still been in that play. You know? And just like I'm telling you with these, watch these plays. Lunar is still there. It's games. Games is the only reason it's down. Okay? There's nothing to be scared of. There's nothing to be overwhelmed of. This is the market. It is what it is. Um, Just know that. One real quick. OCEA. Okay. Watch this one. $10 now, but this one blew up from, I forget what it was at, but biopharmaceutical. Long story short, they're cancer people, cancer pharmaceutical company. The stuff that they came out with, I mean, when I read it, it wasn't early in the morning yet, but it pretty much sounds like they have a cure for a couple types of cancers. One of them was brain cancer. One of them was like melanoma, major skin cancer. If it's not a cure, it's like it's better than what anybody else has. That's what I'll say. That's the news on it. That's $100 stock. I don't care how it's gonna go. I understand how Wall Street is. You got games involved. Watch this stock because when one day you're not going from $26 just to $10. The same thing that happened with LUNR at $33. Then it came down. Then boom. Watch these stocks, guys. Watch these stocks. AMC's, all these short squeeze plays. I will be with you, but listen to me. You're going to have volatility in this play. That's the one thing I can guarantee you in all these short squeeze plays is volatility. Why? Because there's a lot of money to make. People are caught, and it's not me or your mother. It's all of them. It's all on the other side. They might be fighting each other, but the main losers out of those plays would be them. Otherwise, anybody that's going to hold. But they're trust me, they're losing way more money than you, even when they pull these tricks. So that's all I gotta say, guys. Thank you.